Hello there, lovelies. This is Public Mic. So today we're finding out how important is education and what happens if one can't access this education. Let's go and find out what people think about this. Do not forget, this is proudly sponsored by the Reflo's brand. And leave a comment down below, share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Reflo's TV. Let's go. Hello, darling.
Hello,
What's your name, please?
my name is Abina.
Okay, so Abna, what's your take on education?
Oh, education is something that as Ghanaians and people, you should take it serious because it really helps us a lot. It makes you acquire knowledge that when you're not in school, you wouldn't be able to acquire. You know, when you're in the house, you can get some knowledge, but when you're in school, the knowledge you get there is different. So when you're standing there with someone who is not educated, we can differentiate between you and the person.
Okay, so to you, how important is education?
Oh, education is like what I said now. It has helped me. There are certain things that if I didn't come to school, I wouldn't have known it. So education has helped me a lot in a whole lot of aspects. Being outspoken and saying things confidently. Yes.
Wow. So what's your level of education?
I'm in level 200 in the University of Ghana.
Wow. So there are people out there who don't take education seriously. What's your take on that?
Okay, for me, we have people that they don't really value education. That's their own problem. But me, I really value education because I know what I've learnt in school. They are not there, so they don't know what you would get when you are there. So when you talk about education to them, they will be like, you are going to school for money, but you don't know that after school you would get knowledge. And the knowledge is going to help you go far. Education is something that nobody can take away from you.
Yeah.
But if you have work, somebody can take it away from you at any point in time. But when you have education, nobody can take that knowledge away from you unless you are dead. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for joining.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
too.
so here you go. A very cute gift from Reflows to you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Alright. Please, what's your take on education?
I think education is one of the most important things that we all have to get. We have a schooling education and a home education, and we need the two to go along to make our life better in future. So education is very important in the life of everybody.
Okay. So, lovelies, what's your level of education?
I have my first degree from University of Ghana and working on having my master's.
Wow.
But I'm doing other things now. So I'm doing other things now.
Okay.
Yes.
So I can see education has really benefited you in a lot of ways.
Extremely. Education have actually put me where I am and actually opened my mind to understand a lot of things that goes around. If it wasn't education, probably I wouldn't have had an idea about a lot of things that's going on. So education is very important to me.
Okay. So to the people who take education for granted, what's your take on that and what advice do you have for them?
The little advice I have everybody is everybody have to make a point to take education serious. It's very serious, and you meet a lot of people who have been educated, like especially the people who wipe our cars and traffic and everything, and it's painful that they can't have the chance to do whatever I'm also doing. So education is very important, and I would advise everybody that when you get a chance, just take it. And if you don't even have the chance, just push to get a chance to take education serious.
So, lovelies, my last question to you is we have people out there that are making it without education. And so, what do you also think about this?
So, I just finished my contract with UNHCR. So, I was working in the UN, and working with the UN have actually taught me a lot. And you will see people making it, but when you check the survey and the average, the people who have made it with education are lesser. So taking that route is a risk that you'll be taking. So take the route that the possibilities are very high. So if you compare to the people who have been to school who haven't made it and the people who haven't been to school who haven't made it, the ratio and the survey is very low on the people who haven't been to school. So I would advise that take the school route.
Take the school route.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
thank you very much for
Thank
joining.
you.
So we have a very beautiful package from
Thank
Reflows to you. Use it to wipe anything at all.
I have a baby girl.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So there you go.
I have a baby girl, so I'm going to give it to a baby girl to wipe.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
joining.
too.
What's your take on education? How important is education to you?
Oh, I think for such a question, education, you can't actually argue about the importance of education. I think we all know, even from the days of our great grandparents, we know they were in illiterate period, but from that time, Ghanaians and the world at large have come to realize that education is so important, and you can't even describe how important it is. And that's why I think a great African like Nelson Mandela even said that education is the most important weapon that you can give to a nation. And if we look back as a country, Ghana, education has done a lot for us. So from where we are to where we have gotten to, how we have developed in terms of all the aspects, technological, agriculture, and health-wise, it's all through the education. So education is what's actually fueling, like the fuel of the country and the economy in all aspects. So I can't really pinpoint per word how important education is, but education is so important that when you look around you, you see how important education is. That's what I would say. Yeah.
All right. So I'm glad education really means a lot to the country and to you as well. And I'm sure education has benefited you in so many ways.
Yeah, sure. We have been educated and we are still being educated.
Okay.
Because I don't wouldn't waste money if we don't find any need in something. So it's the reason why we still continue to be educated, because we want to know more. There's more for us to know. So I've been educated, I've been involved, and I will give it to my children and my grandchildren. I will educate them.
So there are people out there who do not think education is important. What is your advice to these people, and why do you think people don't take education serious?
Okay, I think in our part of the world, we actually don't understand education or what education stands for. When we say education, it's not only about sitting in the classroom. We have formal and informal education. So
Yeah.
even if you are helping someone to sell at the market, informally you are learning.
Yeah.
So we all learn day in and day out. So I think we mostly at the time wrongly equate education to it giving you a job to do. So if education is not able to give you job, then it means education is not important. That's not so. So I think we should actually tune our minds. Education is very important, and it's not only about getting job. What you're able to know each and every day as you go through life is through education, whether formal or informal. And I believe without education, we can't exist as human beings. Because God, after He has given us this world to stay inside, it's education that has brought us into building, into making cars, into doing whatever we are using in this world. If we have not been educated, we wouldn't get to where we get to. God Himself didn't give us any classroom or teacher or whoever, but we, through the knowledge and the wisdom that He gave us, we have crafted our form of education and we have gotten to where. So there's a saying that if you think education is expensive or not important, try ignorance and you see what it means. So that's what I would say to anyone who says education is not important, and you see where your end will be, where you get to. Yeah.
So if you think education is not important, try ignorance. What's your take on education?
For me, I think education is a pathway which helps to find problem solvers for the future, because as we are evolving and we are moving on in life, wherever we find ourselves, there seems to be problems which arise among us and some which already before we came to meet them. So education helps us and also builds us to new ideas and the one that we can bring on our own, so that we tend to solve these problems that we find among ourselves in order to make sure the world we live in become a better place for us.
There are people who don't take education seriously. What do you think about, and what advice do you have for those people? What do you think about that?
Actually, when it comes to those who don't take education seriously, it can be on many factors. Maybe it's not from their self perspective, and maybe other factors that come into place in order to bring all these kind of things. You see, one thing is for others maybe due to financial situations, and others maybe where they come from. So it depends on the kind of factor which is coming to place. And when it comes from the person's own initiative that he doesn't want to continue his education or maybe take a step into education, maybe because he doesn't see the benefit it has to him or her, it's fine. But actually, maybe if the person should have changed his or her mind and to see the opportunities which lie for him or her ahead of him, which can be when he ventures into any education institution to acquire knowledge. And the person can also see that maybe from there you can meet different opportunities which can come your way. Maybe if you not even benefit from whatever you learn, under education, maybe you can get different opportunities which will come your way, which can help you in the future. Yeah.
Okay. So, what advice do you have for such people?
So I would say that they should just give it a try, because there's no harm in trying. So you just make up your mind to maybe just see that education, like it has no end. So once you move to an institution or maybe a college to go and study, you're not just going there to learn, but there are different opportunities which can come your way. So this can also help you and also give you more ideas, because here you get to connect to people. Maybe you are someone who maybe you sell stuffs, or maybe you work at a different company before you want to stop and also move to school. So yeah, once you are in the institution, maybe you can get people like this based on the ideas you have, based on what you have in mind. They can help you and also tell you the things that you have to put in place in order to move ahead.
All right. So Bernard is saying you should at least give it a try. Thank you very much for joining us, Bernard. All right. So we have this gift from Reflo Company Limited to you. Okay. All right. So thank you very much for joining.
Okay, so thank you, Reflows.
What do you think about education?
I think education is important because it gives us a career path, in-depth analysis about what the world is like, and a lot of knowledges that can help us in our daily lives, and also know about our history, like medical stuffs, and how society is supposed to be like.
Okay. Are people out there who do not take education seriously? What do you think about that? And what advice do you have for these people?
If you don't take your education serious, that's going to be your own problem. But then I advise young people and even older ones that they should take their education serious, because it's an essential thing in the world. Like everybody needs it, so, and it helps us too.
Everybody needs education, just like Benedicta has said. Thank you very much for joining us, Benedicta. It was nice having you here.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We've heard the stories on public mic. Education actually means different things to different people. But one thing that needs to be clear is the journey never, ever, ever, ever ends. What is your story? Now leave a comment down below, share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Reflows TV. Don't forget, this is proudly sponsored by the Reflows brand. I am Reflows Barbie. Catch you later.